Hey everyone. If you're enjoying this kind of story, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss one. Let's dive in. The moment she flashed that smile, everything shifted. Not the shy, uncertain one she used to give me when she needed a little comfort. This was smooth, practiced, sharp edges hidden under silk. The whole room seemed to freeze as she pressed the envelope to my chest, her 2 fingers holding it there like some kind of scarlet letter. "Sign it and go," she said, loud enough to make the clinking glasses fall silent. The quiet that followed felt deliberate, thick. I didn't glance at the papers. I looked straight at her, my wife, the woman whose big dream I'd bankrolled, whose self-assurance I'd helped build, whose setbacks I'd quietly covered with my money and my patience. She stood there waiting for the explosion. Tears, shouting, drama. I gave her none of it. The restaurant smelled of lemon polish and new paint. Marble surfaces shone. Brass details caught reflections of faces that no longer felt connected to mine. Investors, social media stars, friends who'd rehearsed their chuckles ahead of time. A cough broke the stillness. A low chuckle followed. "Rehearsal husband," someone at the bar muttered, not even trying to keep it quiet. The words hit like a well-aimed dart, meant to sting without leaving a mark. They laughed, not cruelly but casually, like it was nothing. I stood there as my name was quietly erased in front of everyone. This place, her place, had been built on my credit, my guarantees, my late-night transfers when suppliers threatened to bail. I remembered the late nights with spreadsheets, the forecasts, the time she dozed off at the table while I reworked cash flow and haggled leases. None of that mattered here anymore. She turned just enough to face the crowd. "He knew it was only temporary," she said. We both agreed. We hadn't. But lies sound sweeter when the listeners want them to be real. I opened the envelope. Divorce papers, already signed on her side. Clean, public, a show dressed up as an ending. My pen was in my pocket. I signed without pausing. That's when the room exhaled. You could feel the tension lift. Relief moved through them like a wave. The script had played out perfectly. The quiet man gave in. The driven woman moved forward. I handed the papers back. "Congratulations," I said, calm and genuine. She blinked, caught off guard. It lasted maybe half a second before the victorious smile returned, even brighter. I walked out alone. Outside, the night air felt crisp and neutral. Valet lights swept across the sleek black cars I'd helped pay for. I got into mine and sat there a moment without starting the engine. That's when I felt it. A clean, clear break. Not rage, not heartbreak, just distance. Love doesn't always end with a bang. Sometimes it fades the instant you realize your place in someone's life has become a punchline they control. I pulled out my phone. First call, my private banker. He picked up on the second ring like always. "Cancel the remaining transfers," I said. "Right now." He didn't ask questions. Second call, the escrow holding the operating funds. I revoked access. The $8 million I'd committed, wired and scheduled. Gone, back into accounts she couldn't reach. Third, my lawyer. "Freeze all my exposure," I said. "Tonight." As I drove home, the systems I'd quietly helped create began to unravel without me. I poured a drink and sat in the dark. At first, silence. Then my phone started buzzing. Once, twice, again. I flipped it face down. 97 missed calls in 20 minutes. Her number, her CFO, her head chef, strangers, familiar numbers. Voicemails piling up like a frantic pulse. I didn't play them. The first knock came just after midnight. I waited. The second was louder, urgent, no longer polite. I opened the door. There she was. No smile, no audience. Makeup streaked, hair messy. The real person behind the act, reduced to desperation. "Something's wrong," she said. I leaned against the door frame. "Is it?" She pushed past me, heels tapping like a ticking clock. "The accounts are empty. Vendors are blowing up my phone. Payroll's due. You told me to leave," I said evenly. She spun around. "This isn't a joke." I didn't smile. Her eyes searched mine, finally seeing the room had changed shape. "You can't do this," she said. "You'll destroy everything." I took a sip of my drink. No, I built everything. She stepped closer, voice dropping. This was just business. You know that. I nodded. Exactly. She reached for my arm. I moved back. The quiet between us stretched, filled only by the faint hum of the city outside. People are watching, she said. If this fails, it's already over. She swallowed hard. I'll fix it. I'll make it right. Just put the money back. I looked at her. Really looked. At the woman who'd traded gratitude for disdain because she mistook my quiet for weakness. I was never your rehearsal husband, I said. I was your foundation. Her shoulders dropped. Please. That word had never come from her before. I didn't humiliate you, I continued. I didn't mock you in front of people who needed to see you as strong. You did that to me. She shook her head, tears welling. I didn't think you'd care. I finished my drink. Remember when you said to act? I set the glass down. I did exactly what you asked tonight. That was the last time. Her phone rang. She ignored it. It rang again, then again. She backed toward the door. You're enjoying this, she said. I thought about it. I'm accepting it. She left without another word. By morning, the story had flipped. The grand opening got delayed, then restructured, then silently scrapped. Investors backed out. Positive buzz vanished. Staff drifted away. The restaurant turned into something people avoided mentioning. She sent emails, letters, apologies that felt more like deals. I didn't reply. Weeks later, I ran into one of the guys from the bar that night. He seemed smaller, somehow. Tough break, he said. I nodded. For some. He paused. You didn't deserve that. I met his eyes. The real reward wasn't the money coming back, or the collapse of something that never valued me. It was the moment the room had to rewrite its memory of who I was. I didn't yell. I didn't plead. I didn't threaten. I signed. I walked out. I pulled the plug